Welcome, everybody, to the Between Two Wheels podcast. This is Tyler Yonke, stage 5 from, we've got it here somewhere, Atripalda to Salerno. 171 kilometers, episode 272. You know, this is why we do the tour. This is why it's, the Giro. This is why it's great, because it was boring all day until it wasn't. Then we've got all kinds of drama. All right, everybody, let's get right into it. I hope you had a good day, whatever you're doing. Doing this one a little late in the day. I went on a bike ride, saw a car wreck. A car just tried to pull out into a main road, hit another one. The car went up on the median, pretty nasty. Called 911 for him, but then it was right next to a fire station, so they showed up pretty quick. I think everyone was okay. Okay, so let's get to the highlights right away. Like I said, 171 kilometers. We're not going to play. We can't, because we'll get copyright striked again, right? So we don't want that. Even though I think IP law copyright is fake. It's not real. And we can get into that later. But anyway, here we go. Rainy day, another rainy day at the Giro. It's nasty weather. Look at that. The water's springing up everywhere. There's a break heading up the road, riders sliding out. Early on, we had some of these guys up the road, Champion, Pinot, because it started out with a climb. So Thibaut Pinot heads up there because he wants to keep the climber's jersey, even though you can't see it because he's wearing his gilet, as they say, his jacket. Zaccarado and Gondin, they're all up the road. I think Thibaut Pinot takes maximum points, and I think he then sits up. Lets the other gentleman head up the road, but there you go. Maximum points on the stage for the climber's jersey. There was a dog in the road. I don't know if this is it. I'm trying to see. Yeah. So here you go. A little dog on the left. I guess they've had a few of those, and it comes out in the road. People try to avoid it. Riders go down, and one of those riders getting caught up in the whole thing on the side of the road there is Remco Evenepoel. Not the first time he's going to be down for the day. I mean, it is the first time that he's going to be, but not the last. Okay. And it's going to be an interesting thing. I didn't get much for a take on his whole issue with the blame on this one. I mean, this is a dog. What are you going to do about that one? But knowing Remco, so he sat on the road for quite a while, comes up, gives it a thumbs up. Now, I forgot that he's not in pink. So later on, there's some more wrecks. And with that, anyway, we'll get to it. Thibaut Pinot comes back to the group here. There's bonus sprint points. These guys are at least putting on a little bit of a show for it. The pack comes through as well. Stefano Gondin wins that. Mads Pedersen wins the sprint points along the way ahead of Jonathan Milan, Michael Matthews, Caden Groves. So a little, portent of things to come. Look, they're stretching the legs out, trying to see what they can have happen. Anyway. A few little climbs here. Pinot still gets points of what he can. What do we get for points here? Thibaut Pinot, 4th go, so he gets 1 point. So he's doing pretty good. These guys are still up the road. They finally are getting caught. 55K, there's 55 seconds up there to one of the guys that takes off all by himself. And they finally get him. And look, it's rainy day. There's 7K to go. It's literally, I think, the last corner. They're going around this right-hand corner, and I'm watching this. They're going pretty gingerly this whole time. And I don't know if you guys have ridden in the rain. A lot of you cyclists probably have. I never liked racing in the rain, especially crits. I didn't do good when I was really doing them. Although as a master's, I did much better. And sometimes it's just, you've got to trust getting through those things. Man, I remember doing one in Santa Rosa back with the Oil Me team, and it was pouring rain, the little dots on the road, and it was lights out. And those are, we also had Colorado State Criterium Championships in the just guttural rain. It was so bad, and you getting guttered. It's just, everything's worse. It's just accentuated, and never really had a good time. But anyway, I digress. These guys come around this corner here, and you see right in the front middle there, guys just start sliding out. It's just what happens. So they go down the road. You see the pink jersey there. You've also had Roglic on the ground, and I think Evenepoel made it through. So, but I saw the pink jersey back there. So the guy was still off the front. They're starting to claw him back, and there's a gap here. And I saw a pink jersey, and I'm like, why is Quick Step on the front when their leader is? And I'm like, this is so odd. but then I realized, okay, it's DSM, it's Luke Nissen went into it yesterday. Tyler, if you had actually watched the show yesterday, you would have known that, Evenepoel, although he went down early, there you go. So there's Roglic, I think Alfini or one of the riders there is pulling Roglic back and Luke Nissen to the front. They do connect here. So right about 3.4 to go. Very important time, right? 3 kilometers to go. They're inside 2.5, and I'm going to break this down because I cut it out and I did a little production wise. We're going to show the film of this race after the fact. We'll get to it here, but there's another wreck, and this one is all right up near the front. Evenepoel goes down. You can see him going over here on the right-hand side, almost all by himself, and it's a pretty nasty little wreck. He goes down. He's not happy about it. There is the World Championships jersey, a few other riders, and it kind of screws things up. He gets up. He's not happy, but hey, he had the leg warmers on, so it should be fine. Comes down to a sprint finish. Caden Groves is sprinting out. Now, the GCN guys were down there, and they were talking about the wet surface. There's a few grates, whatnot. There's paint in the road. You can see it. It's kind of like a bike lane, about 50 meters to go. And then over here, all of a sudden, the guys are coming. Caden's going to win this race over Mads and whoever else is up there with him. And all of a sudden, a guy gets thrown over into the barriers. He squashes the guy in green and then comes flying back across the road. And you can see it right here. And it's Mark Cavendish. And he slides. Now, it's probably, and then here is Evenepoel coming to the finish. He's talking to this Cofidis guy. I don't know if he's blaming him or whatnot, but he's really articulating, just hands up in the air. He's not happy. Talking about, someone coming over here in front of him. We'll break the Cavendish wreck down too. This guy here, I mean, this is probably a savior with these soccer barriers, whatever here, where he kind of rides the barrier over here, but then his shoulder hits us. And they did talk to him afterwards and he seemed to be fine. But Cavendish almost pulls it out, but then slings off of him, comes sliding all the way across. And it's probably good it's wet, because when you go down in the wet, you end up sliding more. There's a little bit of moisture surface. And I was shocked that everyone avoided him. I think there was an AG2R rider that also went down. There's Caden Groves. He'll do a little bit of interview. We'll play that, actually. Luke Nason in there. And he's in first. Remco did not lose any time because he was within the last 3 kilometers of the stage. So no harm, no foul for him as far as time goes. But how bad is he injured? Is that going to be a problem? Okay, so let's go right to it. We're going to add this here. I slowed this down a lot too. Okay, so hey, let's do it. Sorry, let's do it this way. So I'm circling here. You've got Evenepoel. He's up there, top section of the race. Okay. I'm circling him here. Now he's drifting to the right. It's definitely, someone on Twitter, I put this up and it got a lot of views over there. And one guy said, I first thought it was him as well. It's his fault, but he's like, he didn't deviate at all. Well, you can see him deviating. Now, even if this happens as well, and you can see, we'll break this down kind of with the Cavendish thing as well. Sometimes the road, goes straight or whatever, but that's not where the line of riders is going. We don't necessarily, there's a middle line, how the cars are separated from traffic lanes. You don't necessarily just take that. We're taking the straight lines through. So if he's taking the straight line on the road, it doesn't mean that he's actually taking the best line and he's taking the line that everyone else is doing. As you can see, he's not. He's looking over to the right. Right before this here, he actually is looking to his left. He's looking back, and then boom, this other guy is coming into him. So it's kind of right here. Go back up here. His head is directly looking to the left for whatever reason. I think he's inside 3K, and he's decided I'm backing off. So I'm going to drift up here. You can see where he's at. He's actually shutting it down. I think he's starting to drift back. That's fine, but you've got to understand, if you're drifting back and you're kind of like leaning off and you're going to get out of the way safely. Maybe sometimes it's better to just go straight, kind of look straight ahead, make sure and let everyone come around you. But as it is, he comes over into this guy who's kind of coming across, but he's moving up towards him and he's moving back. So, you got to pay attention, and then down he goes. So he had a chance there of saving it, right? Right here. I don't know if he hooks bars with this guy, but it's not that guy's fault either. It's definitely not that guy's fault. And then sliding out and upset him. Okay. So, but now we're going to go to the Cavendish. You got the final sprint here. Okay, look, we got Caden Groves, Michael Matthews on the far left here, Mads Pedersen. We're gonna have to go to the finish here because he ended up getting DQ'd. What was his name? And I know it. You know, we're gonna go to DS. It's a DSM rider. And someone else probably already knows it out there. And by the way, I know it too, and it's driving me crazy. It's not Tushfeld. Oh, Danese. There you go. So Alberto Danese. He is the DSM rider just to the right of Mark Cavendish. Okay. You've got the green rider. I don't remember his name over here. Probably not done that. So Cavendish is coming up. He's on the white line. That's this problem, by the way. It moves over a little bit, and look at him. He spins out. So we'll see that right here. He's on the white line, and he's starting to put power down to pass on his left. And watch, his front tire spins first, kind of goes out right there, and then his back tire. So that's the first thing. And then it kicks and it catches. He almost takes out Michael Matthews, but he doesn't. He's safe. Now, here's the part that's interesting to me. If this was me, I'm just where he's at right now. I'm probably just going to go straight ahead. I might even go all the way over to the left and just sit up or sprint from over there, get away from these guys completely. I mean, honestly, that was my first reaction. But he does something really weird. He comes back into the fold to just sit there. It's just a weird reaction to me. And that's his downfall because he comes over. Danese now, and once again, Cavendish, just kind of like Remco, is moving backwards. Danese, though, does cross him over. That's the move. So Danese actually gets DQ'd. I don't know if it's justified. These sprinters, I've complained about it a lot where they do this. Cavendish does this stuff all the time. Caleb Ewing, he's all over the road. Peter Sagan, we know he does. So this isn't an odd move, but then boom, clips his front. Now Cavendish does a great job here of trying to stay up. He clips it. His right foot comes out. His bike's angled over, and instead of just going straight down, he almost catches it. Boom, hits over to the guy on the right. And that guy does a great job of anticipating, immediately leaning into him, trying to balance him out, but you can't stop it. And then he's stuck up against the barriers. And then that's the weird thing. Watch Cavendish's rear wheel click, boom, and he can't control his bike then. It just goes, the guy runs over it. Everyone's safe, and there you go. A few little angles here from straight on. We'll be able to see Cavendish a little bit better. There's Milan. Yeah, so Mads Pedersen, is he? Oh, he's back there a little ways. So Cav, look, they're going straight. Now they get onto the white line. I would have stayed away from that. And right there, what's this? Oh, this guy skips a chain. That's right. Guy in the middle does a great job of, I don't know if his chain comes off, if he breaks it, but he does a great job of not going down. You can see his chain's loose right there. He looks down. Okay. What's interesting here, watch Danese's teammate. He's upset that he's boxed in. Watch it right here. He sits up and does kind of a, come on, buddy. I did this work for you and you're boxed in. So that's an interesting little issue there, which is probably true. He's probably upset. Cav coming over here. So Cavendish has already spun out. Did we miss that? Let's get back to Cav spinning out. No, he's put himself out there. And look, why is he drifting back in? I don't know why he's doing that. He drifts back over to his right. Then Danese's coming around him, and Danese's move is not warranted. Sorry, buddy. I know you wanted to get out, but this is what happens. And then it does cause the wreck. Once again, but sad part is I'm watching this here, and we shouldn't take anything away from Caden Groves. Bike length, easy bike length, getting everybody. There's Cav over there. Watch his front wheel slip right here. Back wheel catches. Dude, you saved it. Just go to the left, be done. Why are you drifting back in? I don't understand that move right there. He drifts across himself to come back into the action, and it's really unnecessary, and it does put him back into danger. And you know what? Honestly, it's stupid. I don't know if his whole idea is to, at this point, you're out of it. You're not even sprinting for it. I'm gonna make sure someone else is boxed in. Is that your thinking? Because if that's the case, then kind of like, well, sorry you wrecked today, but did you deserve it? I don't know about deserve it, but it's really bad because Danese does deserve to let himself out. And if you're just going to box him in and kind of sit up. Anyway, that's how Cavendish comes across the finish line though. Sliding across, that's the actual photo finish. Mark Cavendish. Yikes. Okay, there you go. Let's bring up the results. Okay, so by the way, last night, hang on. Last night I did this on Spaces as well. So if you want to catch this and you're on Twitter, it's broadcast on Twitter, but it's also that. And the point of the Spaces, when we do this again and we broadcast it, you can join in there. You can ask to be, instead of just commenting, maybe we'll bring you on the show and you can give your comments that way. So that is one thing to do. Okay, Caden Groves. Hope you guys can see this well enough. Do that. Caden Groves, Jonathan Milan beats him by a bike length. Good stuff there. Mads Pedersen, Mark Cavendish slides across for fourth. Crazy. Nicholas Devalle. That's the guy I think he ran into. Both of those guys, fourth and fifth. Danese gets DQ'd there or relegated to the back of this bunch. Michael Matthews gets ninth. Good for him, just staying out of the chaos. Bonifazio in 10th. David Decker. And there you go. So almost everybody gets, there may be some time lost here for people that, were outside the time cut or the 3K or inside the 3K. Let's see if they actually help us. Let's go quick step. See how they actually do this. Man, I don't know what their team's called. Oh, there you go. So all quick step. Evenepoel. So they show them at 0, but 157th. Just kind of an interesting way to see how they all came out. There you go. GC wise, not much change in there, but it will be interesting to kind of see, what's going to happen tomorrow. So here's today's stage. Let's take a look at tomorrow's Napoli to Napoli. We talked about this one, big cat 2 in the first 30K or so. We're gonna hit that thing. Then there's a cat 3, and then a time bonus. So I thoroughly expect a breakaway to go and to stay away tomorrow. Although it depends on what Evenepoel and what other people want to do. Let's say Roglic, who went down, I'm fine, or however he says that. Maybe he's just perfectly fine. He's not even. Didn't bother him, but maybe Evenepoel's hurt a little bit. Maybe you want to put the pressure on so his team has to chase or control, or he's got to do a little bit of work and he just can't. He's going to be just irritable on the bike. Plus, it's going to be rainy probably again. So with the weather problems. So that's our Thursday. Once again, we've talked about this. Friday, at least a little kick up on Cat 1. Saturday, I think it's a sprinty-ish, probably a breakaway day, and then Sunday. You get a time trial, and then I think we have a Monday rest day, and then starting out the next Tuesday, we get a little bit of action there. Okay, then maybe we'll play some. Let's get a interview with Caden Groves at the finish. I think these are working out. I try to pirate them off of other websites, and so if they go down, then it's usually a problem. But then if they're not getting stricken, then it's not me.
Karen, well, congratulations. Can you take us through this last 7K between the crash and that was really like a kind of a roller coaster for you?
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable actually to come back from 7 kilometers to go after a crash. I was just lucky to get the chain on and there was no issues with the bike to come back as fast as possible.
And what it means for you to be a stage winner on the Giro?
I'm very happy. Like I said, along with the team, we picked this out to be one of the biggest goals of the year, and I've been dreaming of this since November, December already, and this has been the goal. So yeah, pretty satisfied, but we're not done yet, and there's still plenty more stages to come.
Can you just describe us a bit the last meters, how you managed your effort, knowing that many teammates were missing? How did you do it?
Yeah, I just tried to just get as far forward as possible. I knew it was pretty heavy crosswind in the sprint, and I was actually way too far forward. With DSM, they played the game pretty well, and in the end, I actually just hit out with about, I don't know, probably 250 to go, but it was pretty long. And under my sort of elbow, I could see Jonathan coming, but I mean, was just lucky enough to get to the line first.
Did you saw when Gaviria fell down in the course?
Yeah, Gaviria crashed. Didn't get back.
I don't know. Was this the 7 kilometre to go corner? Yeah. So I think in my reaction to that, I pulled my front brake too hard, crashing myself.
Thank you very much.
Okay, congrats.
All right. Interesting. With the just kind of a break there, I was just reading here about, maybe we'll share this part too, Evenepoel and kind of his, I don't know, aches and pains and ills. He has a lot of pain on his right side and a hematoma with contraction of his muscles and some problems with his sacrum bone. Croit said, hopefully with some good massage and osteopathic treatment followed by a good night's rest, things will go better. We will know more Thursday morning, but what's sure is that stage 6 will be a difficult one for him. Yeah. So when you have this time trial coming up, if he's we've seen this with Roglic in the Tour, right? Getting hurt, and then you just can't quite recover right. You don't sleep right. Every little thing can just, it does the more inflammation, whatnot. And so it will be interesting to see if he recovers well with this going forward. And it could, he has that time trial, a 35-kilometer time trial. Maybe you're just not comfortable when something like that happens. So it'll be an interesting one there. So look, maybe I should pull up. Let's go to Twitter. Where is there we go. Maybe we'll go here and read a little bit of what some people were saying here. Okay. My point on this one was, Remco crash, appears he's looking back, moving to his right, collides with the rider coming across the other way. But of course he's blameless because that's Remco. This guy said, actually, no, I thought that this at first he appears to move right, but only because the entire peloton moves left, which he's obligated to do also. Obligated. Okay. Check line on the road and you'll see this. Other rider chops him, identical to Danese Cav at the finish. I said he's drifting a bit, but he looks back and to his left. I'd imagine he might have avoided the crash if he was looking forward, but mostly it's a racing incident. However, Remco will make it an international issue. And actually, more I think about it, it's you don't get to. So let's say one of these riders over here on the left, when we showed this, let's say one of these riders, when he's drifting to the right and everyone is going straight or they're kind of moving, you don't get it as the rider in the middle, just plow straight ahead into everybody. You are obligated to kind of follow the flow. So the fact that he's drifting over is just his problem. That bird though. Yeah, there was this bird flying up in here. Let's like that guy's comment. Anybody else write this? Agreed. I think he avoids if he's looking forward. Racing incident, probably fair. Certainly doesn't cover him in glory with his reaction, as you say, but I feel the flack he's taken on Twitter in general is a bit harsh. Such a nature of Twitter by suppose. So here's my and I'll drop this up and post it here later to what that guy said is the problem you have, and I want to emphasize this, and then we'll be done here for today, which is I talked about how he made comments about, who was it? Was he saying Caden Grove caused the wreck the other day? It's all his fault. And we kind of looked at that and we're like, no, if anything, Caden was kind of protecting himself against Remco's team. So Remco has no problem calling everybody out. Okay. He's a young guy. He's a little bit brash. He wins all the time. And I said, I think those play into it. I give him a little bit of forgiveness because he's just young and thinks he's everything. So, but you need to humble yourself a little bit and it's not going to play out well. So the problem is when you have a guy like this that comes out and he says everything, he calls out Caden Groves, it's all his fault for this kind of things. And then he does something like this. You're not going to be getting any kind of good faith. Okay, you don't just it doesn't come with him because he kind of shows himself to be a dick. Over and over, just watching him race, he seems more and more like that. So then you don't give the benefit of the doubt. If he's like, oh, Peter Sagan and happy-go-lucky and everyone likes him, it's going to play different. I'm sorry, it's just going to. And this is for the most part, it's a world of public relations. So I'll respond to that guy there. Follow us on Twitter, TJANKE. for all your Twitter needs. I'm not on that site very much. I am, but just not under that Twitter handle. So if you find me on my other one, you will be shocked. Okay, I think we've done it for another day. That's stage 5, and we'll play Tool going out here again. Stage 5. That was 171. Tomorrow, another fun day. I got to travel down to Stockton. Got to go to court, so I'll be in the car watching this. I do have the ability to do that in my car. Anyway, so I'll be checking that out as the race goes on, and then we'll do another thing. And it's exciting. Oh, there was drama. There was drama in the. I watched Mark Tucker's race with Brian Zimney and some others commenting on it. You guys are all batshit crazy. Don't make, if you have a team of 14, don't be making deals on a local crit. If you can't win, and Brian, I love you, but man, you got to stop drinking the team Kool-Aid on this one. I'll it's crazy stuff. All right, everybody, take care. Bye.